Me.
What you know about that song, yeah?
I'm 35, man. I'm from that era. He don't.
All right.
What's up, y'all?
Real Nigga Podcast. We don't know what we calling this yet.
Rough drafting.
You got me. They call me Ken.
Bilal.
And call me McFly.
All right. Bilal, kick it off. What we starting with today? What we got?
All right, so
Presto's one.
I'm light skinned, and sometimes the fellas call me Drake. Sometimes I say I'm Break.
Get him out of here, yo. Get him out of here, coach.
But anyway, so in like the last 5-10 minutes, I got like instantly inspired as I always do. And my question is are you ever too old to want to have kids as the single nigga?
As the single nigga, you can't ask us. You feel me? But are you ever too old to have kids? Nah, I don't think so.
Do you have time limits on that?
Me personally, with my situation, I don't have a time limit on it. My only beef about having kids, I know everybody say it's not going to happen that way, is I just want to be financially in a good space. And I want to be done with life. Like, well, not really done, but I don't want to be like, I got to stop what I'm doing. Because when you have kids, you got to stop a little bit. A little bit. You got to stop.
As a guy, you got to stop a little bit.
You know what I mean?
The woman stops a lot, though. Right?
If the woman stops a lot, then you a fucked up guy.
Well, and stop a lot. Her body changes. Her body changes.
Cool.
Maybe I missed that. If
Cool.
the woman stops a lot,
Yeah.
fucked up.
The only stop she should have, is my opinion, she should only have that physical stop. I gotta carry the kid. I gotta birth the kid. That's 6 weeks until she can go back to work.
She probably don't want to go back to work after that.
Sure, but if she do, as a guy, you gotta create that space for her to do what she gotta do. You feel me? I know somebody who had kids, had a great job, but then lost their job because they couldn't go back to work because they had a shitty guy in their corner. And this was, couldn't go back to work after that FMLA ran out. Because FMLA is a long time to be out with your kids.
Yeah, what's 3 months?
Yeah, that's a long time to be out with your kids.
Yeah.
Can't go back to work because the guy that's in your corner is a little bit shitty. Not that he can't take care of what's going on at home.
Right,
He just straight up
especially if you
don't
don't have a
want to.
support system. And
You know what I mean?
he's the only one that can watch.
So that's what I mean by
Okay.
that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
A little elaboration means a lot.
Yeah. But fuck elaboration. This the podcast.
No name called podcast.
Yeah. I don't know what it's 3 niggas right now. That's how we rocking.
So my take on it is like, I'm a moody dude for real. So some days I wake up and I'm like, yo, I love the freeness. I want to just go for a 10-mile run, and then I want to go to Whole Foods, and then I want to go chill out, pass out, wake back up, go see a movie. Like some days I just freestyle.
Right.
Then when I'm around my homie and I'm just sitting, chilling, drinking my coffee, watching, and son and daughter kind of feeding off each other and all that good energy, I'm like, yo, I need a little B.
This when he be
I
breaking.
need a little B. This when I go into break mode, drink mode. You know,
He'll be breaking out here.
I
and I'll be
mean,
like, yo, that'd be cool, right?
it comes at a price. I mean, both.
It's a good price,
Both
though,
come
right?
at a price. A wise man once said, "A man's greatest goal is to become immortal." And in terms of us as humans, as far as I know, we can only immortalize ourselves by passing down our DNA. So if you live a life and you don't pass down your DNA, somewhat you are unaccomplished. That's your obligation to pass down what you have to somebody else, to something else, to further your memory or legacy, thereafter, you know what I mean?
Sure. I don't know though. I don't know how I feel about
Feel about what?
You don't feel like you.
Because I have kids, because I'm not married, I don't feel an obligation to leave a legacy. And I play a role as a stepdad, so I'm helping to mold someone else's legacy. Sometimes I don't feel I get the credit I deserve for helping to mold someone else's legacy. It's different when you got somebody that look like you.
Right?
You understand what I'm saying?
I
When
think
you're
this
looking
is
at them,
very interesting though. Looking at
and you like, I'm responsible. Like this my legacy right here. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I respect other people's legacy, obviously so much that I help them build it. But I don't have that sense of, yo, damn, I gotta grind harder because this is me right here. It's a different motivation.
It's definitely. I definitely. And I'm just now putting it together. You got the single guy, the guy who's taking the role of stepdad, and you got
all
the
three different
husband.
levels, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm with mines, and you know, my wife is the mother of my 2 kids, and that's it. That's where it stops. You know, one thing I want to avoid is down the line, you know, the split family thing,
Absolutely.
half brothers, half sisters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what I want to avoid, and those are some of my biggest anchors in the game. Like, you know, when you hear Jay say, you know, what did he say? Other men playing football in the future with your sons.
Yeah, when he came in Future.
Yeah, you know, that's a real terror. You know what I mean? That's a real fear. So, you know, but I don't understand. I don't understand not wanting kids now. Like having my kid pushed me to be where I'm at now. So, for you? What's the number? What's the number financially where you'll feel comfortable where I can have my own seed?
It's not even that. I'm not even in the space to think about it. I'm not. You understand what I'm saying?
We
So,
all
I'm
think
not
about
even,
it though, right?
Nah,
You never think about it,
I never think about it.
and you're around kids. Like,
I never think about wanting to have my own kids.
Why?
that's hard though. Like,
That's
cause I think about it for you. Like, yo, you're an eclectic, artistic ass dude for real, and I'd be like, yo, imagine Ken like molding a kid into that. That shit would be cool as fuck, right?
I think about it in a different way, but the way that I think about it is not necessarily right. So there's no point in me mentioning that for real. You know what I mean? It's like not necessarily right for me to think about it that way. But I really don't think about like having my own kids for real.
Is it a difference? Like, is it a difference in scope? Like, you know, what's your current situation? There's an out. If things got reckless, if you just wake up one day and say, you know, I've evolved, I've had an epiphany, and I want to go a different direction with my life, you can. When you have your own,
Yeah,
that's your own. There's no
you lock.
boom.
You lock. You gotta figure that out. You gotta ride.
Got you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So does that have any?
That has no bearing or degree on whether or not I want to have kids. I think if I was single, if we go get married, if we engage, I'm still gonna feel the same way I feel because I just don't. It's a cycle to life. You feel me? I'm not in a cycle where I feel like I needed kids. Even when I was with the old chick, I ain't even really feel in that space because I didn't think that cycle was complete. I'm really, I don't know. I can't explain it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel.
Everybody don't want kids. Like, I forgot the guy that used to work in the back, pickpack. He was an Asian guy.
Donato? I don't think he was there.
He was an older guy.
Wong?
Wong?
Yeah, had a trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red shirt. I think he was a red shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wong.
Wong.
Okay.
He up there in like his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go around the warehouse all the time politicking and picking people's brains, but he doesn't have kids. And I think he's married. If not married, he's in a long
He's right.
He's been right for a long time too.
They don't have kids. So I was like, you don't want to. Same conversation. He was like, nah, I have nieces, I have nephews I can go talk to, if I want to. But it's such a priceless feeling being able to just have your peace. If I want to go to Alaska, that's a 17-day trip. Boom, I can go. You know, if me and my wife, you could call it selfish. That's what we are about. We want to be able to pick up, go wherever we want, when we want. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
I can agree with that as a single guy with no kids, like fully, because I have a lot of those days where I get lost in my day and just be like, yo, if I had a kid right now, yo, I probably would be a little stressed out.
It's definitely periods of stress.
A relationship is stressful with kids.
I can relate to that.
Any relationship is stressful. I think kids just add a certain layer that's just like, you know, you can't get out of. Like a lot of relationships you can get out of. Even if you're married, it's just we're here one day and now things are. But with a kid, it doesn't matter if you like that kid or not. That day, that's yours. You are owed in debt to that
Sure.
forever.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when you gotta change Pampers at 3 a.m. or get bottles at 4 a.m. and you know pick the baby up this way, not this way at 5 a.m. and you gotta be get ready for work at 6. It definitely adds that extra layer of stress to your life. So everybody doesn't want to deal with that stress, and I get it. So is that a layer of stress you want to avoid?
Nah. You trying to put it in the direction that is not even for me. I just I don't have the desire at this moment to have a legacy. I don't. It's not a burning desire.
I feel that
for
because
me.
I know for me right now it's not. And when dating women, I try not to get too deep so that it doesn't get there because I'm not fully there, you know. And then a lot of my stuff, I always, especially with women, I always use the word organic. Like for me, marriage or a kid has to happen organically. I'm 35 and it hasn't happened on my decision yet. And some of that is because I would like for it to happen organically where, you know, I feel like every guy at some point when he dealing with a chick wakes up at some point where he has that moment where he's like, yo, I could do this forever. Or
Absolutely.
I want her to have or I want her to have right?
Like.
And I can relate to that because I can only count maybe twice that I realistically, legitimately felt like, yo, I could do this shit forever, or yo, she gotta have my child, you know?
I don't see. I mean, let's take this a step back. I was in my girls' kids' barbershop yesterday. I took them to get their hair cut.
How much it cost? Because that shit killing me right now.
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't pay?
I didn't pay. So, she wasn't there, but they got a, like, I guess they on the payment plan or some shit. I don't know about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So we get to talking. We're having a great conversation. You know, on Facebook and in the black community right now, the conversation of the roles of a man and the roles of a woman is really what's popping right now, right? So one dude was saying there was a chick in there yesterday. She looked good. She was done up. Butt was fat. Titties was sitting. There was another dude in there that was trying to talk to her, but he was looking bummy. So he approaches her. The chick says to the dude, you don't got enough money. You can't afford me. Which then sparked the conversation of, damn, are you sizing niggas up for cash before you even get into a date with them, right? I bring that up to say I got into my situation not based on what I could do for her and not what she could do for me, but just because motherfuckers like each other. You understand what I'm saying? I want to be with a motherfucker who make me feel like they like me every day. And then from there, I'll do X, Y, Z based on how I feel about you. When you break this shit down to this your responsibility, this is my responsibility. It becomes a job now, and it's not immediately, but at some point, this gonna be some shit I don't really want to fucking do because I hate going to work. You understand what I'm saying? When you make something a job, it takes the fun out of it, right?
Absolutely.
So, I had a point I was trying to get to, but I always fucking lose my points. What you got, Bilal?
Some days it's going to be a job though, right?
Absolutely.
Like I've had to learn that the hard way that
No.
that shit that
No.
you know that whole first 6 months, first 3 months, all jolly and good. Like
Right.
get off of that quick. Let's get out of that quick. Let's get out of that space real quick. Let's have an argument just for the fuck of it to see if it's even worth the time.
I think sometimes. What's the longest relationship you've been in?
2 years.
How long is this one that you've been in? Because I'm assuming it's your longest relationship.
This is my longest relationship, and it's going on 8 or 9.
Cool.
If we
But-
talking the off and on,
As the OG relationship veteran in the room,
right? Because he done been through
10 years in one relationship.
a lot.
10 years in one relationship.
Yeah.
5 years in this one. 15. I am 32.
15 years. Yeah. Okay.
I'm 32.
Okay. Damn.
15 years of my life, I've been in relationships.
So, the word.
It
and I
works
wanna make
best
sure,
when it's not a job.
I want to make sure I'm using the right word. Is cynical the right word?
Yeah, I guess you should. Do I have like a hatred for relationships?
That's cynical.
Yeah.
All right. So, I understand why. I understand why. 15 years would make me not want to be in no more relationships, especially if the 10 year didn't work out and then the 5 was always presenting challenges. Like
It's 15 years and I haven't had kids,
you haven't lived by yourself,
and I haven't lived by myself. I only live with women,
right?
and I haven't been married. This is what I want.
Hold on, just for the audience. When you say you only live with women, you lived with women in a cohabitat manner, not as like you live under a woman.
No.
You provide
Yeah,
vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just don't want you to get that bad back in the comments.
Cool, yeah. Fuck these niggas though. But on my everyday struggle shit. But this is the point that I wanted to bring up, right? So for me, I've been so great at relationships because that's what I've been around. All my father did was women house to house, right? My mother and my stepfather was kind of like a cohabitation situation, but my stepfather wasn't like me, not like y'all. He's a quiet dude. Never really had a whole lot of communication or advice for me, or really taking me under the wing until I got to a certain age and I was able to engage. He taught me a couple of things: how to change the oil, how to change your brakes, stuff like that. But I had to get to a point where I had to engage and get that out of him, right? So I say that to say, we grow up and we see stuff and we say to ourselves what we want, but sometimes and it depends on your situation. I can only really relate it to me. Sometimes we want what we already see, what we already grew up around, what your parents had and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you don't grow up with that, and then that's what you want. You want what you didn't have around you, right? But ultimately though, right, all of this stuff, whether I copy it from, my mother and father, or somebody grow up without it and they try to go out there and find it, it's group thinking. This concept of group thought, of these roles of what the man's supposed to do, what the women's supposed to do. It's not an original thought.
Right.
And the one thing, and I always get into arguments with motherfuckers, especially people that's close to me, when they start telling me how something is supposed to be. Nothing is supposed to be any way. If me and a person live together in a relationship, like Bilal said, whatever we have should be organic. There should be no framework. There's no framework for how we get along with each other. It has to be, or that's what the fuck I want. It has to be an organic.